This is a sneaky question. Percentages on the PSAT and SAT are always a little sneaky, and so we've got to be careful anytime we see them. Now, if you've looked at my lessons and know how the open formulas work, then this is not so bad because the question is very clearly telling us which open formula to use, and that's going to get us the right answer and prevent us from falling for a trap. So let's start with just remembering there are two formulas we use for percentage. One looks like the word open. One is going to look a little different where we have this 1 plus or minus p. And so let's think about which one we need. Let's read the story and I'll clear it up. In March, the price of a collectible card was $15.50. In April, the price of the collectible card was $17.36. The price of the collectible card in April was p% of the price of the collectible card in March. What is the value of p? So many of you are going to use the wrong formula here because in your mind, you're like, oh, they're increasing by a percentage. That's what this formula on the right is for. This is for an increase or decrease in percent change. And it is increasing, but that's not how they're asking it. The key word is the word of. When they use the word of, that is a normal percentage. That is when we use the normal basic open formula. So if you've been trained in these open formulas, then that is probably obvious to you. I hope that is obvious to you because now it's going to completely affect our answer if we're using this formula instead of the other one. So how does it work? Well, O stands for the original amount, so that's $15.50. P is the percentage, and we're taking a percent of the price in March. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, so that's the original. I almost made a mistake myself. But when they say of, that's also pointing us to the original amount. So usually the original amount is when things start. So you'd think March is the original and then April is later. But I've actually seen SAT questions where they've reversed it and the time is backwards. So I just had a moment there where I was like, wait a minute, am I doing it right? But it's not that tricky. It's still tricky, but it's not that tricky. So the of is also pointing us to the original, which is the March value, which is $15.50. And then the new value after the percentage is applied is $17.36. That is the April value. So all we have to do here is divide by $15.50 to both sides to get the value of P. So P is going to be, regular calculator here, $17.36 divided by $15.50, and that is 1.12. Now, the thing with the open formulas is that the percentages are always given as decimals, so we need to convert that back to a percent, and that's just by multiplying by 100, so this is 112%, and that is the answer. But notice choice A, that's the trap. If you used this formula, that's what you'd get. And many of you are going to do that just kind of instinctively. But like I said, with percentages, we always have to notice that there are a lot of traps here. There are a lot of ways the SAT messes with us. So every single time you get a percentage question, you got to have it in the back of your mind, like there's stuff to worry about here. Where these things go in the formula, which formula we use, these are all very, very important things that are going to dramatically affect our answers. So we got to be really careful. 112 is the answer, but a lot of you, I bet, are going to pick A. So if you did, put it in the comments. What happened? Did you just think of it wrong? Did you use any formulas? Do you have any other formulas you like? I do have a lesson on both of these open formulas. Just look for the percentages question in my playlist, my math playlist. That lesson is really great because we need something on the SAT and PSAT to keep us centered when we're dealing with percentages because they do have a lot of tricks.